Welcome back, I'm Aldis aka Boffin Bite, and on this channel you get zero charisma, zero personality, but 100% facts. Welcome to episode 12 of Mental Self-Defense. The aim of my videos is to help you understand cunning psychology manipulation techniques. Today we will be examining the manipulation technique known as running down the clock. Running down the clock is a manipulation technique which is often employed when a person does not want to answer a question and wants to avoid answering further questions. This technique is very often employed by politicians who want to avoid pertinent questions when being interviewed by news journalists during television broadcasts. However, it can be used more generally by anyone in everyday debate or conversation. Generally, there has to be a time limit to the number of questions that can be asked and answered. An example of this technique would be if someone asked me in a 2-minute TV interview the following question: "Are ripe bananas usually yellow in colour?" I could choose to answer the question quickly and honestly and say, yes, ripe bananas are usually yellow in colour. However, if I wanted to avoid answering this banana question and further questions during the fictional 2-minute interview, I might run down the clock for 30 seconds, something like this. I'm not sure if I can answer the question that ripe bananas are usually yellow in colour, because in my experience of bananas, you need to consider things such as what kind of yellow you are talking about. For example, I may need to check my Pantone colour chart to determine the exact yellowness of the banana in question. To be accurate about the yellow colour, I would need to know the specific Pantone colour code, which closest resembles the yellow colour of the ripe banana. For example, is the ripe banana the colour Pantone 109 or Pantone 123? Blah blah blah, etc, etc, etc. As you can see, I just wasted 30 seconds sounding like I was answering the question, but I never really actually answered the question. I was busy running down the clock so that no more questions could be asked in the time frame. Running down the clock actually only works in relatively short interviews or debates with a limited number of questions, like television news interviews such as Prime Minister's Questions Time. The technique is not so effective if there is no time limit involved in the conversation or debate. If there is a set number of questions to be answered with no time limit, then running down the clock becomes less effective. This technique is usually quite easy to spot unless the debater is very skillful at sounding relevant to the conversation. Running down the clock is all about waffling and avoiding meaningful debate. In conclusion, effective politicians are usually very good at this manipulation technique. However, you usually have to be very verbally gifted and quick-witted to be successful at running down the clock. If you're not skilled at this, the chances are people will notice that you're actually saying nothing of any substance. This is the end of episode 12. I hope you enjoyed it. You're now one step closer to having good mental self-defense. If you like this video, hit subscribe and press the like button for more Boffin Bite content. Join me next time for more fun and frolics. I'm Aldis and I'm out.